Nishwaswe Mishomis Gikano Amagowin, the Seven Grandfather Teachings. Blood memory is the center of Anishinaabeg strength. It is a strong thread that ties us to our ancestors, the earth, and to our deep spiritual beliefs. Our elders tell us about our innate ability to understand and absorb our Anishinaabeg values that have been with us since time immemorial. They are our ceremonies, our songs, and our language, and these are our seven grandfather teachings. Debwewin, truth. To live with truth is to recognize the difference between right and wrong and to be faithful to ourselves and others and the world around us, even if it is not always easy. Mina den demoen, respect. To live with respect is to give mutual consideration for shared and differing ideas, as well as the world around us. Alkodewin, bravery. To be brave is to recognize our moral and mental strength and to do what is right. Gwekwa Dizwin, honesty. To be honest is to have the ability to live our lives with honor and integrity. Dibaden Dizwin, humility. To live with humility is to recognize that we are all equal. We all make mistakes. We all like to have our successes rewarded and to put others before ourselves. Zagidoin, love. To live with love is to understand our capacity to realize, empathize, and nurture the needs of others. Nabukoin, wisdom. To live with wisdom is to acquire and use experiences as guides for making equitable and mature decisions. At Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College, the teachers and fellow students learn and teach with the seven grandfather teachings as an integral part in the curriculum. This is what makes our tribal college a great place to learn and grow.
Ani Carla Bidabu Bennett Nadishnikaz, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Nidonjaba, Magizi, Nadodem. Hello, my name is Carla Bennett. My native name is Bidabu, which means morning, early morning light. I'm from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and I'm Eagle Clan.
What do you remember before the casino?
Before the casino, the big casino and the little casino, they were both cornfields. There was just nothing there, just big old cornfields. The road, Leighton was a dirt road. We did not have Andawad. We did not have behavioral health. More or less just 7th John on Remus, the hill, and the housing, which had the little tiny houses, the circle, but now it's a square.
Did you grow up on the reservation?
Off and on, yes, I did. I lived on Broadway in one of the HUD houses, which is located in front of the old Summit Center. I lived on Leighton, which was a dirt road. For Mount Pleasant, yeah, that's the two main roads that I lived on because those were the two main roads on the reservation back at that time.
Did you know about gambling back in the day?
Just what we seen about Vegas on TV, more or less. There was no gambling facilities around the state back then, no.
How did you hear about the Soaring Eagle?
As a tribal member, I knew what was coming. The first was the bingo. That was started inside the tribal center, which is the gym now. We started out as the bingo, and we eventually brought in some machines. that was the first gambling operation that we had. That ended up moving down the road on Broadway to the old pallet factory, which was our first official gambling building, I guess you could say. And then from there is when we moved from the old pallet factory to the little casino side, seaside now. And then after we grew more from there is when we ended up with the hotel and the resort.
Did you think that the Soaring Eagle would impact the community?
Yes, I guess we just didn't know how it would impact it. Having CMU in the same town as a casino, we were hoping it would catch on, that we would be successful. And I think it was a positive impact on the community because we have so many jobs that we can offer not only to the Mount Pleasant residents but also to the CMU students, whether it's part-time, full-time, how long they're going to be here. So yeah, I think it was a good impact. But then again, it's the bad part of the gambling. We also have that too, which we don't have to elaborate on.
How was, once the Soaring Eagle was built, what was your reaction, and what were do you remember people's reactions?
They didn't have to fly all the way to Vegas anymore. So that was, yes, it was good. I actually started working at the old pallet factory. I started as a part-time dealer, and I was there for 3 years, and I actually was there when they went from the pallet factory over to the seaside. I worked up from part-time dealer to a full-time pit boss. And so back then we were not getting per cap, so that was an awesome job to have, and to be able to work for my tribe. It made me feel proud.
What do you remember before per cap?
Before per cap, we were poor. There was not very many jobs around that we were able to get. We were more or less on the res. We depended on commodity foods. We depended on stipends for our shoes for school. We depended on stipends for clothes. We were not as fortunate as we are today with all the funds that we have now. Excuse me. The casino has really brought us out from being desolate and poor. Now we're able to give our children and our grandchildren the things that we never had. We don't have to wait for a stipend to go get them a pair of shoes now. We can fund anything that they want to do, recreation-wise, travel more, let them see what the world is like instead of just the res. So it's brought us up and out of the poverty that we were living in before the casino came.
What does the seventh generation mean to you?
To me, the seventh generation philosophy is a way to help us be responsible for what happens to the earth and everything else that in regards to the earth for our future generations. So we're kind of being mindful of what we're doing right now and how that's going to impact our future generations. My name is Leanne Pelcher Rufino, and this is my granddaughter, Aviana Lee Tree Rufino. And I'm a mother and grandmother and a daughter and a sister. Seventh generation was put in place like 25 years ago through a small grant through the Kellogg Foundation, and the intention was to bring back traditional knowledge, our way of life that needs to be carried on orally, and practices that needed to come back to our community to help us be more well-rounded, to get back in touch with our culture. I have to learn the ways of growing food, and that it's important what kind of food we put into our body, because food is medicine, and growing it, you kind of get reconnected to the earth that way. And sometimes I feel like a lot of us are distanced from the earth. When you grow your own food, it's a big spiritual presence in growing your own food, and I think that's good for our bodies as well as our mind. We have tobacco. Seeds were given to the director here in Mountain Culture years and years ago that they grow every year. We grow a lot of foods also. We grow the rest of the sacred medicines. We grow sweetgrass, tobacco, cedar, and sage, and kale, like for foods, lots of kale, spinach, and greens, squashes, beans, three sisters. Second generation share our food whenever we have produce growing. We use it for what we need here at feasts and things like that. We share it with the elders, we share it with employees of tribal ops, and whoever else, any community members that want it. If the college and the cultural center were together in one physical location, I think it'd be a lot easier for our people to see what we have to offer, because we're in the corner of the res where a lot of traffic is not flowing, and it'd be nice to be together with the school because we have a lot of educational opportunities to collaborate on with the culture, and I think that would be kind of cool. Well, the idea behind seasonal feasting is geared towards that, the feasts of the season, like spring, summer. There's a gift that each of those seasons offers us to as a people, and we try to honor that time. So whatever season it is, we offer those traditional foods. Typically in the fall, we would offer a lot of squash and like fish and wild rice. So it kind of correlates with the season, and just kind of we bring this to the community so they can understand that that's interconnected, and that we should honor the times.
Have you attended the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College?
Yes, I did. I actually graduated with associates in language arts, applied science, and Native American studies back in 2004. When you educate yourself, you're gaining some power. Whether we like it or not today, education is essential for us. I think when you're getting an education for yourself, your mind, of course, is for your mind. But when you do have that education, I believe it helps the rest of the circle too. Your emotion, your spiritual, your mental, all of that kind of is interconnected. So that I could see how it would bring independence.
In your opinion, how do we keep culture alive?
That's a tough question, but I really believe it starts with ourselves, with our families, our leadership, our schools. There's a value there that sometimes people have a hard time seeing. The culture has a lot of value, and that like I try to bring it to my family, and I think sometimes we have to do it for our family. If you got it in you and you go out and you learn that, bring it back. Show the kids. Smudging means a lot of different things to different people, but what I have always been taught is that it's kind of like a cleansing of your spirit. You're washing your spirit of all negativity. So it's a good way to begin when you begin a meeting, when you begin, you know, cleaning the house or talking to somebody about an important issue. Smudging always gives you that good feeling and that good positivity that you might need.
So many students, you know, just in my memory, even though I'm losing it, so many faces, you know, some of the names I can't put back together, but man, hundreds of faces that I've seen, and a lot of success here at this college. The one thing when we started, people asked me, well, what is it that you think we are as a college? And I said that what it is that we're doing is we're creating safe space for people, for students, and people like Ruthie, who went through this college in her 70s, 60s and 70s. And people that never had a real shot at good education because they were tracked, because they were Indians, or they were just cast aside. And I've seen people walk up here shaking, so afraid because they were walking into a college and they didn't think they were worthy. And then I see those same people, you know, 3/4 of the way through their first semester and the light is on and they're going nuts. They're going after it. And that's what it's all about for me. That's what it's always been for me. As you well know, I'm sure, is that the students have always been paramount in the minds of everybody here at this college, and that's why we have success, because we care. We care deeply. It's not just a job. It's something, hell, you know, with my degrees and my background, I could have worked. I was invited by Brown, by Yale, by Stanford, by USC, by a whole lot of places I was recruited into. But this is where I wanted to be, because these are the trenches. This is where we help get people that boost up that they need in confidence, so that they can continue on and become whatever it is that they want to achieve and become. And of course, without students, this would make no sense at all. It would be just administration and faculty talking to each other. So I hope that they'll remember me, especially for my humor, because I was always going for that. I was always going for the joke, always going for the pun, because that was my method of teaching. I knew that if I could get students to laugh, then they would at least pay attention, because they wanted to laugh again, and they were hoping that I would say something funny again. And I was never afraid of being the clown. I can be a clown. I can put myself down. I didn't care. It's like having all kinds of kids. Like I've had, you know, 1,000 kids being here in my family, and I've always tried my best to make sure that I gave them my best, and I think I have until recently. So yeah, the students.
My name is Cheryl Calhoun, also known as Winnie. Miko calls me Winnie, so apparently that's spreading around here. But of course I teach environmental science, biology, and Native American environmental issues here. I've taught at Michigan State University, and primarily I taught biology, but I also taught plant virology. Liberal arts is what I was in when I was at a community college, and that allowed me a couple things. One, to believe I could do school, that I could be educated. I had my first child young, graduated high school early, and then didn't pursue a higher education. And when I went back, I was 28. I didn't have the confidence, and so doing liberal arts in a community college gave me that confidence. But then it also set me up so that I could transfer into a four-year institution. I have students come into my classroom that maybe haven't had any English yet. They haven't had a course that taught them how to research. That I'm not going to be grading them necessarily on grammar, but I'm going to want them to be able to know how to do research. And so that if they never come back, they can look up stuff that they want to know that's dear to their heart or relevant, or an issue they're going through in their family, maybe a health condition. And I think that it gives freedom. It gives freedom of choice. If you're not educated, then you don't know what decisions to make. You buy blindly. You don't vote. You one day wake up and they're fracking in your neighbor's yard or something. And and you don't even know what that is. So I think that education gives people, regardless of their age, confidence.
What might be some other courses or degrees you would admire seeing here?
Definitely, I think that a environmental studies science with a bent on sustainability. I think that the new college that we're promoting and striving to put into and onto the reservation would really lend itself to that, where things like organic farming, gardening, rural type agriculture, things that would help make an individual sovereign from certain dependencies, bring them back to the land, but also potentially the tribal community. Go get educated, come back and be the teachers. That's my other advice. Figure out what it is you want to do and your gift is, and bring it back. Bring it back.
Chase Stevens received the EDSU scholarship. Irene Lopez Casillas received the Leadership Award. Jennifer Lewis and Deanna Campbell received the Border Regents scholarships. Rachel Bailey received the Student of the Year award.
My name is Mary Pelcher. I am a member of the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians. I live in Mount Pleasant, Michigan with my husband, who is a member of the Saginaw Chippewa tribe, and we've raised our family here. I work for the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians as the tribal manager right now, but I had worked for the tribal college for 4 years, and I've been involved with Indian education for the Saginaw Chippewa tribe for over 20 years. So that's a little bit about me. I wrote their very first USDA extension grant, and with that grant there was a coordinator position put in there. Several years later, as the tribal college continued to get that grant, the coordinator position came open and I applied for it, and I started working as the USDA extension coordinator for the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College.
As a school that is built around our culture, do you think the journey to re-obtain our previous identity is possible?
I think we never lost it. I think our identity is within us. I do believe that there is blood memory that helps us understand who we are and where our heart is. There's so much of Native culture that's within our families today. You know, we might not be fluent, but we know words. We might not be dancers, all of us be dancers at the powwow, but we love the beat of the drum. I think that there is so much that we have lost, but there's so much that we still have too. So I don't think that we have to re-obtain, but we have to hold on to what we have and to build on it, build our language back up, build some of the traditional ways back up. Well, the tribal college is a great place to work because the staff is wonderful and the students are wonderful. Working with different students and understanding that their sacrifice to get to school and raising their families and all of that kind of stuff is all important, and they're persevering through the education process. It's only going to help the next generation.
My name is Kathy Hart. I'm the STEM recruiter here, also the USDA Equity Grant Project Director. I started working here in October 2011, so almost 5 years now.
How do you feel that AHAC and the STEM program helps the students in our institution?
It gives students opportunities to go out and meet other students from the other tribal colleges that are here in the United States, and they can do some networking. They see the other opportunities that are out there for them, that are available, that they can take advantage of.
Would you mind telling us what AHAC and STEM stands for?
AHAC is the American Indian Higher Education Consortium, which is the organization that oversees the 37 tribal colleges in the United States.
Awesome.
STEM is the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
And can anybody be in these programs?
Yes.
What do you feel is the gain for these programs to continue to further the students at Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College?
I think they'll be able to see what other careers are going to be available that they can get into, what other colleges they will be able to attend if they wanted to go on to a 4-year tribal college.
Do you feel that you have had a positive impact on any or all students here at SCTC?
Yes, I think I have. I know there's students that have traveled with me and that really seen what is out there available for them.
How have you seen the college change and grow since your enrollment and your employment?
It hasn't changed too much because we're limited with the space that we have to offer anything. Growth would be by staff.
What are your hopes for the future of SCTC?
Hopefully soon we will be able to start building our new campus. With the new campus, I think that it's going to benefit the students that attend here, the community. It's going to be in one area where everybody will be able to be in one spot instead of having to be in separate buildings and being spread out.
How would a new tribal college impact the community?
With the new college, what is being planned is so that it can be like a community center also. It'd be available for the community to come into with the gym, the fitness center, the library. Will all be open up to the public.
What are some of the problems with our current location?
It's too small. There's just not enough rooms for classes, so we cannot add any new classes on. We can't hire more staff people so that they can teach classes. It's just too small here.
I was a freshman at the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College during the fall of 2015 when I was approached by Kathy Hart, the STEM recruiter for the college, to join the STEM club. She told me STEM stood for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I soon learned the club was preparing for AHEC, the American Indian Higher Education Consortium. We began with fundraisers. The members told me how much fun they had at the prior AHEC event and got me excited at the prospect of going in March of 2016. AHEC began in 1973 as a way to unify the voices of the tribal colleges. 37 colleges now participate in AHEC. At the heart of AHEC is the goal to encourage STEM studies as well as art, history, and literature. AHEC brings college students from tribal colleges all over the country to one place in order to compete against each other. Our college was preparing for the knowledge, science, archery, and critical inquiry events. We also had submissions in creative writing and art. We spent many hours studying and practicing. As our college was hosting the souvenir store for the conference in 2016, logo apparel and other fun souvenirs were ordered. We received boxes and boxes of product which had to be loaded onto our bus, along with over 30 tribal students and staff. This was an impressive change from our first AHEC experience, where only 4 members of students and staff attended. We arrived in Minneapolis excited and ready to compete. Our Science Bowl team made us proud by placing third in the competition. Our Knowledge Bowl team made it to the 4th level out of 6 in the competition, and the Critical Inquiry team placed 4th. Our archery team made a respectable showing. One student placed first in art and another placed second in creative writing. We had a great deal of fun competing. Tribal members had a chance to spend time together and to learn about each other's cultures. Representatives from various tribal colleges and agencies disseminated information about their programs. Some sold handmade crafts typical of their tribes. AHEC organized a powwow with dancers from many different tribes. We were treated to colorful regalia, singing, and drumming. It was an exciting and entertaining night. At the end of the consortium, AHEC held a banquet dinner to give awards to the competition winners. We were treated to a lavish dinner and inspiring speeches before watching with pride as our team accepted its awards. I loved going to AHEC and look forward to returning again in 2017. I began this experience not knowing the meaning of STEM or AHEC. Soon I was enjoying studying for the competition and learning team building skills with my teammates. I discovered that my own fears and insecurities were wasted energy, when the most important thing was to pull together and support one another. The experience of AHEC is difficult to describe. There are so few events that bring Native Americans from across the country together in one place. We were competing, yet it felt like we were spending time with friends from other tribes. It is an experience that should not be missed.
My name is Ileana Bennett.
What is your position here at SCTC?
I have 2 different positions. One is the Anishinaabe crafts, and I have taught beading 1 and will be teaching beading 2 next semester.
What are some of the differences that you see with SCTC from when you were attending college to now when you are teaching there at the college?
I would say that the number of students attending has grown quite a bit, which is really cool because when I first started going, I believe it was in 2005, there wasn't a whole lot of people. Like classes would have like 2-3 people in there, and now it's like my class was full before it even started the first semester I taught, so that was pretty cool.
Have you seen the new design and layouts for the new college, and what are your thoughts and opinions on them if you have?
If it's still the same, I did see some on the display at the powwow, was it last year? The powwow here. I like that they're trying to go green with it. I'm all for like solar powered, you know.
Do our own energy.
Clean energy, I guess you'd say.
Are some of the problems with the current location, in your opinion, only?
In my opinion, it's too small. To have more students, I think it would draw more people if we had the big new school, you know, like it would make it more appealing. And just because we come from a very blessed tribe, and I think education should be like the forefront of everything.
Native American art has been around even before the white man invaded the Indians' sacred land. The art that was made was actually made of purpose to the people. The Native Americans never let anything go to waste. They were innovative and creative with the materials that they used to create their pieces of work. When an animal was hunted for food, the Native American women would find useful ways to use all the leftover parts of the animal for their art and or useful traditional tools, regalia, and items for survival. Again, nothing went to waste. This was a unique skill that the women possessed and carried on for generations to generations. The art is dying along with many of the other Native American traditions. However, here at Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College, we are trying to instill the once valuable skill and bring those skills to life again. Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College offers a wide range of ways to incorporate the Native American art and teach the students not only the history, but the many uses of the lost art. Classes are offered to teach Native American beading, Native American art, and workshops are even brought to our campus to instill and bring forth an array of the lost heritage. Workshops have included the making of baskets, dream catcher making, Native American jewelry, corn dolls, moccasins, bandolier bags, and painting, just to mention a few. The art classes draw a lot of the students in. We are taught multiple ways of beading, such as lazy stitch, straight stitch, and double stitch, the use of the designs that are made for regalia. The students at Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College take interest and pride in the items that they make, so much that students have entered their pieces of Native work into Native American art competitions. Just this past March in 2016, 5 of our SCTC students entered their projects of fine art at the AHEC conference in Minneapolis, Minnesota. One student, Gilberto E. Franco, entered 4 pieces of art into the contest. He is of honorable mention. Gilberto entered a bandolier bag, which was in the category of mixed media, bringing home the award of People's Choice and first place for his piece entitled Shells of Strength. The bag was made of leather, intricate beadwork, turtle shells, feathers, and deer toes. This piece of work captivated everyone at the art show and competition. His other piece that gained recognition was a medallion entitled Meeting of the Clans. This was solely entered in the category of beading. Gilberto brought home second place on this piece. He also entered a clay plaque and corn dolls. Another student brought home a People's Choice Award for her digital media project. One student also entered a beaded medallion that was definitely creative and time-consuming. 2 other students entered clay busts to be judged. Although they did not bring home an award, we here at SCTC are proud of them and find it quite inspiring that the students were able to share their pieces of Native American art. The students here at SCTC are learning so much in the ways of Native American art. All that participate in trying to bring back the art should be commended. For each and every single piece of art that is made by the students here at Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College is unique, elaborate, creative, and very time-consuming, and are made with much pride. Even though we just went over a few items that were taught to our students, there are many different types of art, which the resources that are used are that of animal and of Mother Earth. Baskets are made from the trees. The initial use of the baskets were for the women of the tribes for gathering food, storing food, and even made for cradle boards for their young ones. Now the baskets are used more for decoration than the conventional uses originally intended. With that being said, the making of birch bark baskets still need to go on. After all, it is a unique art that still needs to stay alive within our community. When an animal is hunted and the meat stripped for eating, most of the remains are used in some sort of way. Birds' feathers are used for a fan, decoration, headdresses, bustles, jewelry, and other forms of fine art. When a deer is killed for the rations, the hide is tanned and used for clothing. When the fur is left on the hide, it is also used for clothing and blankets. The tendons is used as a form of thread for sewing. The bones are used for tools, weapons, decoration, along with the toes. Bones are even shaved down for the use of a needle. Nothing of the deer went to waste. The buffalo was killed not only for the meat, but for the hide and several uses, same as the deer. A porcupine was also a useful animal, for the quills were used to decorate an array of items, and the hair was applied to the men's regalia and still used the same in today's day and age. Native Americans take pride in all of their skills, whether it's the skills of hunting, farming, song and dance, and especially their art. Here at Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College, we strive hard to keep the various uses of art an essential. We currently are a small tribal college, however, we take pride and honor with the heritage and all it has to offer. Our pride and dedication to Native American art is far bigger than that of our campus. In hopes of a new college, We, the people of Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College, will continue with more Native American art classes and continue the education that we have already instilled and participated in. There is no limit to what SCTC has to offer our community and fellow Natives. Here at Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College, we are committed to give forth to our community not only with education, but with the teachings of Native American art.
Hi, my name is Santino Medina, and today I am interviewing Gina for my film and ethnography class. How you doing today?
I'm good.
All right, first question. What is your job here?
I am the interim grants and special projects coordinator. I take care of grant reporting and other special projects such as graduation and alumni events.
Cool. How long have you been working here?
I started this position on January 25th, but I was here prior to that as an intern, and I've been here since May of 2014.
Why do you like working here?
I like working here because it's more of a family atmosphere. It's a smaller college and everybody knows everybody, so I like the family feel.
During your time here, have you seen a tribal college change or grow?
During my time here, I would say it has grown in the number of students and the number of faculty and staff. I think that it has made quite a difference.
In your opinion, what makes a tribal college different from other community colleges?
I think what makes the tribal college different from other community colleges is the fact that we're small and we know everybody is able to interact, and then it has, like I said before, that small family feel, and so I think that it lets us be on more of a personal level with the students and other employees, and then that allows for us to be more nurturing and encouraging to our students.
Do you think we have any problems with our location?
I do. I think that right now the tribal college is at its max capacity where classrooms are concerned. So I think that sometimes creates a problem.
Have you ever witnessed any success stories at all?
I think that I've witnessed quite a few success stories, and we all measure success at different levels, and so I think that there are students that if they pass a class or if they pass a test, then they feel that is a success for them. And so I think I've seen a lot of that. And then when you see people that they come into the office and they're talking about how they have a test and they don't think they're going to pass it, and then afterwards they come in and they're like, I passed it. I think I've seen a lot of that.
Okay. What are your hopes for the future's SCTC?
I think that my biggest hope is that while we continue to grow and be successful, that we also keep that family feeling and are able to maintain the contact that we do with the students.
How would a new tribal college impact the community?
I think that getting a new tribal college would impact the community in a great way, because we would be able to offer more classes, a variety of classes, and we would also have that space for community events, like a rec center, conference room, stuff like that, so that community members would feel comfortable and maybe they could have that same family feeling and be, like, I don't know, feel more invited to come and participate in activities that we have.
That is all the questions I have for today. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Santino Medina, and today I'm interviewing Amanda Flogger today for our film and ethnography class. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. All right. First question, what is your job here?
I'm the registrar for the tribal college, so I handle all registration paperwork, placement testing, and admissions paperwork for students. So if a new student comes in, they need to fill out new admissions paperwork. They have to take a placement test, and that helps us decide what classes they're placed in. So I administer that, and then I assist them with making their schedule for the semester. After they start class, I also assist with add and drop paperwork, with withdrawal paperwork, or any other paperwork in regards to scheduling and academic advising.
How long have you worked here?
I started here in December of 2013, so just over 2 years.
Why do you like working here?
I like working here because our student count is so small that I really get to know the students on a more personal level, and I feel like that really helps me help them better themselves and be successful in their classes.
Okay. In your opinion, what makes the tribal college different than other community colleges?
Along that same line, we have really small class sizes, and I think that allows our instructors and our administration to really have that one-on-one experience with our students and really help them do what they need to do to succeed. At a bigger college such as Mid or CMU, the student count is so large that you kind of get lost in the shuffle, and I think that makes us really special that we can give that one-on-one attention.
I began classes in the fall of 2015. At first, I didn't know what kind of career I was interested in. I was 48 years old with health issues. However, I knew one thing for certain: if I wasn't working, I was going to college full-time, because staring at walls is just not a good use of time. I have 3 passions: gaming, writing, and photography. As I delved into the semester, I realized I needed an education that supported my evolving career dream to become a liaison between computer game programmers and storyline writers. After a long discussion with one of the Central Michigan University representatives who visit our school, we concluded I would need to pursue a degree in communications with a photojournalism minor once I transferred. The moment I heard Saginaw Chippewa Indian College was offering an introduction to theater class, I had to register. I recognized an opportunity to not only learn communication skills, but to also bring my camera in from my film and ethnography class to film our final project, a play. Although my introduction to theater instructor, Cheryl Swarthout, at times felt I was carrying an extra burden, I was quick to point out the skills I was learning: how to write a script, brainstorm, work as a team, and create a video. Although I wanted to learn how to act, well, I may not be destined for the life of an actor.
Are you going to do anything?
I am. Don't forget the backup safe.
And more in line with my future degree, I was learning how to work a camera, film in small settings, organize actors, and edit film. I really enjoyed myself through the entire class. We had the privilege of putting together a comedy. While we decided to take a controversial route, making a caricature of Native American stereotypes so that we could examine them with a sense of humor, I learned an important part of journalism: know your audience. One thing I learned from this class is that as Native Americans, we sometimes have to fight for the right to have a sense of humor. Native Americans suffer the stereotyped image that we are always stoic, serious, and wise. Once in a while, we need to break free and laugh at ourselves, even laugh out loud at stereotypes. It was a great pleasure for me working with one class to support another. I was grateful to Nina Knight, the instructor of my film and ethnography class, and Cheryl Swarthout for allowing me to coordinate this project as a part of my grade. I have learned more from these classes and the willingness of instructors to allow flexibility with their students than I ever learned from attending a standard college class in my past, and I have gained photojournalistic skills that will serve me well long into the future.
Hi, my name is Santino Medina, and I'm here interviewing Marco for our film and ethnography class.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, good. How are you today?
Pretty good myself. First question, what is your job here?
Okay, my job title at the moment is Instructional Technology Specialist. So theoretically, I would take part in the design process of the course design and integrate technology within the classroom. So this is a small campus, small school, so my job position, you know, I wear several different hats. So I am actually in charge of the network infrastructure, IT systems, student accounts, and on top of that also the audiovisual systems in the classroom.
How long have you worked here?
I worked for the college since December of 2012, so it has been almost 3 years going on 4 now. And I've been working for the tribe since 2002, so I've been here for 14 years.
During your time here, have you seen the tribal college grow?
Yes, indeed. I think the tribal college has been growing steadily since its conception, and I believe I'm, without tooting my horn too much, I'm been a big part of it as far as technology goes. I interviewed for this position. I told the staff that interviewed me that I knew where the college was because I used to work here in the IT department. I know where the college is at right now, and I know where it needs to go. So we needed to align with technologies that are already existing to prepare our students for a further education after our associate's degree. So I've seen this growth. I am part of it, and I'm proud of it. And we are not only we've been growing, but we're constantly growing as we move forward.
In your opinion, what do you think makes our tribal college different from other community colleges?
Without being too rhetorical, because it's one of our strengths, is the fact that we are small and we're a familiar environment. We know our students by first name on most cases, so we can give the students that one-on-one approach, that instruction, that guidance, and that support that they need to be successful. So I think having a small size school is very important for this, especially with the community that we teach to. This is very important, and I believe we're succeeding in creating this familiar environment that makes students comfortable to come here and encourages them to further their education and move on from here to a four-year institution.
Do you think there's any problems with our location at all?
Yes, I do. Yeah, we're currently renting 3 buildings now, 2 and soon to be 3. And our location is a little bit decentralized from the tribal government. So we are in a temporary location, and we are looking to build a new campus soon that will be closer to the community and and serve the community better. So our location is temporary. There are several issues with it. The structure of the buildings is not appropriate. We're just constantly changing classrooms and moving walls around and moving technology. So we are, we've already designed a new campus, and we are looking forward to the construction and moving into this new campus because of these location issues that we have.
Have you ever witnessed any success stories?
Yeah, I've witnessed success stories daily, basically, and mostly every year when we do our commencement ceremony. It's wonderful to see our students graduate on stage, and so those are all success stories, but not just those. We see small successes every day. Even if I can teach or explain something to somebody, just a very small thing on a computer, for example, a shortcut, keyboard shortcut, or something that I can see, lights up the light on top of the student's head. That's, to me, that's success. Every little step that we take every day, every single thing that we learn or we understand, that's success for me. So I'm enjoying that, and I see that daily, basically.
What are your hopes for the future Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College?
Yeah, the biggest hope that we have now, and also personally I have, is the construction of this new campus. You know, it's going to be an educational facility in the sense that not only will be holding lectures in it, but the facility itself, because it's designed as a self-sustained campus, will be an instructional. Will be displaying the instructional processes that are going on throughout the facility, and the energy processes that are going to be going on in the campus. In other words, we're designing this to be beyond net zero. It's called the Living Building Challenge. So we're designing this campus to produce more energy that it consumes. So it can be sold back to the grid, and it's clean energy, solar powered energy. But the important thing is that every process that is going on in the building, from energy collection to energy consumption, is going to be displayed and explained to the students, and is going to be an integral part of the curriculum. So our biggest hope is that this campus will be a reality soon, with the support of our tribal council, and we're looking forward to build it and occupy it.
How would a new tribal college impact the community?
I think that it will impact the community greatly, because right now, you know, we do offer great instruction and this familiar environment, but our facilities are not up to par. We can't really be so marketable right now because we don't have much to offer as far as facilities go. So having a new campus, first of all, we're looking to increase the number of students from the average of 150 per semester that we have now to 500 students. So it will be embracing more part of the community. And then we're looking to expand the curriculum and the class offerings that we have. So it will definitely be more part of the population. And so expanding, I think it's a big part right here, and trying to bring in more individuals from the community.
Swarthout, and I have been in the field of academia for about 12 years. Prior, I was in the financial industry as a career. I had never heard of the college before. And one snowy, wintry day, I was watching the school closings across the screen on the TV, and it said, closed, Saginaw Chippewa Tribal College. And I'm like, wow, there's a college affiliated with the tribe. So I jumped on the computer and found out all about the college and found out who I should contact for a job, because I had been teaching also at the university level. Right now I'm teaching psychology, so principles of psychology. I teach human development. I also teach academic methods, which basically is how to become a more successful student and person. I have taught the humanities classes too, which is film and theater. I've taught sociology and philosophy too, and so I've kind of got a broad range with my humanities degree that I can teach quite a few things, which is really rewarding for me. Well, I think our degree program here is very versatile. The liberal arts, for example, we teach English, we teach psychology, sociology, math, political science, and so on. And then students can take and transfer those skills to another more in-depth discipline, maybe at a higher level university or institution. Those skills that we try to teach here are the critical thinking, the reasoning, the problem solving. Those are excellent skills that you can take anywhere with you. As far as the business options, the business degrees, there's tons of career options with that. Financial planning, accounting, consulting, and even teaching, working for a nonprofit. And then with the Native American degree, it's excellent. We typically teach our students about indigenous cultures, cultural preservation, the arts and the history, and then contemporary tribal issues. So there's a lot of career opportunities there too. Maybe tribal government, teaching, program directors, things like that. So there's a great versatility in our degree program as it is right now. I would like to see it expanded. It would be nice someday if we can offer a 4-year degree, maybe a Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science, expand some of the programs that we have right now. Computer science, for example. That's going to be the wave of the future for sure. Economics, mathematics, the sciences, the STEM, the engineering. Those are all really important for the future. So I would like to see those degree programs expanded here at SCTC.
Grand Chippewa Tribal College, we looked at the LEED certifications. They're not enough for us, okay? We want something that is beyond that. We want something that not only we want to consume the least energy as possible, we want to reverse some of the damage that has been done to this earth. We can't fix it all, but we can do something in our own backyard. So we went from LEED certification, we started talking to the architects about net zero. So net zero, what does that do? You're basically using as much energy as you are producing. So you're not making an impact, you're not making a carbon footprint if you're using clean energy. But at the same time, you're not making really things any better, or you're not reversing to where it was before. You have to do more than that. And we came to find out about this Living Building Challenge. Living Building Challenge is like it says, a challenge, so it's a performance-based certification. Okay? This is very important because we will not get a certified, Living Building certified just by design. We will have to build this campus, we will have to occupy it, and after 1 year of tracking the data from the occupancy of this building, if we meet the requirements, we'll get this certification. Okay, currently there are, as far as I know, no commercial buildings in the world that are certified living building yet. Okay, so it's a certification released by the International Living Building Institute. I encourage you to look it up. It's a very complicated process. So, and what it does is, we talked about LEED, we talked about net zero. What we're doing with the living building is based on a flower. The symbol, the logo of the living building is a wildflower. Why? Because a wildflower just pretty much exists. You see it in the ditch, you see it in the field. You don't have to go there and put fertilizer into this wildflower. You don't have to water it because it takes water from the environment, from the rain, it takes nutrients from the ground, and it doesn't need human intervention to thrive. It does it on its own with what is available on the earth. That's what we're doing here. The living building is supposed to earn its place on this earth. So the building needs to earn that position on this earth, and it can only use what is available to it on site. Okay. Another wonderful thing that this thing does is that not only we are using we are producing our own energy, but we're using less, 15% about less of what we produce. So we have a surplus, a 15% surplus of electricity that we can pump back into the grid. So if we're producing 15% more electricity that we use, that electricity cannot be stored. So what it does, we are going to be connected to the grid, and we will have a reverse meter, basically. So the meter will measure what electricity we take, how much electricity we take from the grid, which should be near zero, and what our surplus, gets put back into the grid, and it's being measured, and we get credit for it. Actually, Consumers Energy gives you a check or a credit. So what they did is they looked at the wigwam, they looked at the longhouse design to start. Why? Because humans live in there for thousands of years that we know of, and they were fine. They lived inside. There's a summer wigwam, there's a winter wigwam. The summer wigwam, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but it has reeds on the outside. So it has a cover that sheds the rain, and then the bottom part is actually covered with reeds that let the air go through. And there's an opening up in the center for two reasons. One, because you could have a fire inside on a cold night. And reason number two, on a very hot day, that creates with convection, creates a natural chimney effect where the cold air is pulled in from the outside and the hot air goes out through the ceiling, right? One of the main features of this new campus is that it has a natural chimney system. In the summer, it has two modes, a summer and a winter mode. The summer mode, you open these vents out of the bottom, cold air comes in from the outside, and hot air goes out of the ceiling. it's like a chimney on top of that. In the winter, you close it all, and the hot air stays inside.
Hi, Rick.
You're interviewing Marco for our film and ethnography.
This is a great experience here because it's a smaller, oops, better cut that one. It's a...
All right, first question, what is your job here?
I am the interim grants and special projects coordinator.
What do you do?
I take care of...
How would the students gain from these programs?
All right, you asked me that.
You said you forgot the question, so...
No. That was the one before.
Have you ever been a
I hope you can't see my back fat. Can you see my back fat? If you see back fat in this, you do not have permission to use it. Okay.
I'm sorry, caught. No. All
Hi,
right,
my
I've
name is
got it.
Santino Medina, and today I'm interviewing Amanda Flogger for our film and ethnography.
Cut.
film and that.
No, you gotta say it all over again now.
Oh. All right.
Maybe the next question.
No, I'll just keep going. Do some table works, some artworks with some glass. Boo! Start over, Christian. Please. Stop. I did not do it. Okay. Go ahead.
And what is your job here, and what are you in charge of?
Okay, I just said that.
Moving on. How long have you been in your current position?
Where do I have that? Christian, you're gonna have to cut this big time.
First question. What is your job here? What do you do here? What is your job here?
All right, you asked me that.
I'm about torn. You can cut that out. Well, you're gonna have to edit the crap. Can I do that one again?
Yeah, what was the question I read?
The boarding. That's okay. You're gonna have to do a lot of cutting on this.
What is...
Hopefully, that turned out good. No.